Hello everybody and welcome to Questing on the Road. I am the Questing Truck and today we're going to continue our Merctech adventures today. Patch 0.86 has released, actually released a couple weeks ago. I've been a little bit slow about getting this done, mostly because I kind of got inspired to do something that is unfortunately going to take a lot more work than I initially thought. I kept trying to make it work, which delayed me, so I'm just going to say, put that aside. I ain't giving it up because I really want to do it. But I wanted to get some stuff out here. I wanted to get some Merctech out. I know a lot of you guys are interested in this. So that's where we're going to start. But first, I did want to talk a little bit about what is going to be in patch 0.86. We can kind of do this as we go here. But the first thing we need to do is, isn't really about patch 8.6. I put up a poll a few weeks ago asking what start you wanted me guys to do on our next playthrough. When 8.6 came out, which faction were we interested in? And which has apparently become common in, I guess, content creators, streamers, and so forth. Whenever you put up a poll, people try to go out of their way to make them match, equal. So here's what the poll looks like as of today. I did actually get some votes. For a while there, it was just the FedCom, Davian. That was the only vote. Then, either intentionally or not, it's now tied 4 ways. So I'm going to go back to my backup plan of, well, actually, what inspired me is I got to looking at that list. It's like, well, okay, I don't want to just roll randomly. Which ones would be interesting for me to do? And that's kind of when I got a germ of an idea of what I want to do, which I'll give you a hint of what that is here in a little bit. But for now, what I'm going to do is I have set up a Wheel of Doom for us. So what I've done is I've gone in. We'll go over here and look at single player, new career.
Following the union of Hansa.
And I basically went through and looked at all of these, Dragon Gambit.
700 years ago, it has been 10 years. It has been
Kessler Lancers, Davian, Kurita, Liao, Marek, Steiner. Well, I didn't put Rasselhog on there twice. I probably should have, but I didn't. Then I put the random start, I put the tank career, and I even put the venom start on there. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And so yes, we're going to be starting with the Legend of the Kessler Lancers as our start.
It has been 10 years since an ambush led to the death of your father and the collapse of his mercenary company, Nyx Cavaliers, on the Federated Suns world of DeBerry. After barely surviving the ordeal, you and your father's longtime CO, Rihanna Campbell, forged a new mercenary company from the ashes of Nyx Cavaliers, looking to carry on your father's legacy as a mercenary. But as the Third Succession War grinds to an unceremonious halt, work for the Mercenary Review Board has begun to stagnate. With the impending unification of House Steiner and House Davion on the horizon, few dare to test the mettle of the unified FedCom alliance. The Inner Sphere collectively waits with bated breath for the birth of the Federated Commonwealth and the promise of an era of peace unheard of since the time of the Star League. But from this union, a powerful individual from your father's past emerges with a proposal for you and your company.
Okay. I do have like a special setup. This is based off of the hard setup. I've got rid of the Iron Man and Force Balance. And Force Balance apparently doesn't work. And besides, I'm going to be able to do it myself anyway. I don't want to worry about weapon convergence at this time. These are all fine. I don't want to worry about limited inventory. The rest of these are fine. Full resource management. That'll be an interesting challenge. Just keep our ammo and our armor caught up. As far as like weapon components, this is something that actually is in the game now with 8.6. Is the workshop. The workshop now works. We can actually take apart components, put them back together, and actually increase the quality of our existing components, and boost them in various ways. Let's see here. There's one 8.6 thing. Now, some of the 8.6 stuff that I was kind of excited for in the last video didn't come to pass, unfortunately. I think I just misunderstood what was coming when. But they're still coming. If anyone wants to follow the Discord, you'll probably see what he's talking about. But once he makes that announcement and actually makes it public, we'll, of course, cover that as well. And odds are we're going to update our game playthrough here and play with those stuff. So let's see here. Rest of this, a lot of these settings got reduced. I played a test game with this. It feels a lot better. The battles don't drag on, but we take more damage as a result. So this feels a lot more balanced this way, in my opinion. Of course, I was also fighting with like a lighter. I was also playing the Kirita starting. I had a Panther and some various light mechs fighting against Jinners and Wasps and so forth. So we'll see how it actually works when we actually have stuff that actually has a little bit of armor to them. All this. No, here it is. You can see it. I did boost up the artillery warning time. It was at 2 seconds. I put it up to the full, so full 2.4. This, we're going to just use the base Merctech things. I thought about using tabletop, which sets all this to 100, but I think this would be more fun. So we're going to do that. Now mods, we talked a little bit about mods. I probably should have looked at this before we actually went into the game here, but unfortunately I didn't think about it. Well, another addition 8.6 does. Well, some of this is 8.6, some of this is 8.4. I'm kind of combining them. Since last we played was 8.2, I'm just calling them all 8.6 changes, but some of these are actually probably most of the changes that he's made has been 8.4 changes. But this one, you can actually slide and see all of the icons now a lot easier. He's also added a bunch of them. And as far as like the hint for what we're doing to do next, it's right here. So make of that what you will. But we're going to stick with that. Well, Phoenix Company sounds good for me for just playthrough. So let's begin. So one of the mods I'm using is called Pilot Improvement. This is the reason I couldn't just continue our last campaign. I wanted to use the pilot overhaul improvements. Let's go and look at our barracks, and I can show you kind of what that's all about. Well, first of all, I'm using a mod for Jinx. It's just something that he adds. In future playthroughs, I may or may not use her. She's actually kind of a little overpowered, well, she is an elite potential. She has a 60 here, and with the pilot overhaul mod, she can actually be a lot better than 60. So we'll see, but Jinx is fine.
Hold on. I'm about to
So there ain't a whole lot of differences here. The differences are kind of down here in quirks, which she doesn't have any. Let's see if any of these other ones do. Now these guys actually have some potential. 37, 41, 49. Whoa. Well, I guess we are playing a little bit more of an advanced campaign, but these guys are a lot better than the ones in the base Kirita was. These are actually decent pilots. Wow. Okay.
You pay me, I fight. You pay me, I fight for you.
I might have to
Deal?
do some
Deal.
modification. Also, if any of you guys want to claim one of these pilots, it probably is going to be first come, first serve. Just give me a name and a call sign that's acceptable. But here's an example. He's the party's tank is his quirk. Now, there's all kinds of quirks. Now, normally these skills, when a pilot is generated, it'll be randomly from 1 to 10 is their max thing. So that's why you see the 60 is normally the max. And his maximum potential, for instance, like 5 in ballistic, 6 in energy, and these they do more damage. And down here, shielding, the better your shielding skill, that reduces the damage you take. You're better dissipating heat, and then you're also just better at just getting missed altogether. Pardon me, I had a little bit of a cough there. What quirks do is you can see you have positive quirks and you have negative quirks. Also this wellness number. And there's going to be another part of this that we'll see when we actually go into a mission. The party's tank is his specific one. So what it does increases his evasion and shielding capacities by 1. So what this does, normally he would be an 8 and a 7. So now he's a 9 and 8. And this can make it go over. Do I have an example of that where it goes over? Yes, I do. Down here, his evasion.
Let's get a move on.
He's untouchable. So his evasion capacity goes up by 5. So he's actually has a cap of 12, which makes him really, really hard to hit that point. He's actually probably fairly decently hard to hit already. He's got missiles and ballistic. We'll see what we want to put him in. But he's also a boomer, so he has more ballistic proficiency as well. So he's probably going to do well in like a hunchback or something like that. Oh well, maybe not a hunchback, but something with ballistics. It'd also be something good with missiles. I can't think of a single ballistic missile boat. Maybe a Jagger mech of some sort. But this is one of the things you can do. Now you can also, he has maximum of 3, and he can also have up to -3 negative space. So when he gets hurt or injured in battle, he has a chance of actually getting stressed and getting a negative trait, which does basically the opposite. It will lower your max of these. And you can also go into training here. You can do a rehabilitation, which takes time and money. You can also manually increase one of these. He has a chance of actually learning a new skill through just fighting as well. But you can kind of force the issue here, give him some training, take some time. Also, you can go down here and do this motivation, which increases this cap here. I don't know if there's a maximum, but there probably is, but I don't know what that cap is. But these are our base pilots. And of course, you can also have your pilots you can hire. Now, they're all saying heroic here. This is incorrect. Once we move, this will actually fix itself. But when you first load in the game, this is a bug that I don't think is ever going to get fixed. I don't think the guy even works on this mod anymore. But these are the kind of the guys you can pick. And also, there's a lot more images, and you can customize. This is something you can't do in normally. But there's 83 different voices. I'm not going to go through all of them. This one's fine. Thompson, Lieutenant Gunner Thompson. That's his name. That's his call sign. And you can also change his bio if you want, and I can also change his picture if I want to. And there's 16 pages of these. And here you can see a lot of like the old mech commander photos as well. Although he's not. I don't know where he comes from. Anyway, we're not going to change him right now. For now, he is fine. So, pilot record is usually for people you've fired or got killed or something like that.
Let's get a move on. Time is money and we're wasting both.
Okay, let's go into the hangar. Take a look at our mechs. We start out with actually a fairly decent, kind of heavy side of a medium, couple lances here. Got a quick draw. This is the 5A. Now, something that's interesting about Merctech, this isn't particularly an 8.6 change. Well, one thing that's an 8.6 change, you see how these are green? That means they're medium lasers. That's something he's added where he's changed the color of these. Now, some of these, you see how they're both blue right now? And they slowly fade to green. That's when you first load up the mech, it takes a minute for it to actually load in, but it's kind of cool. And you see here they're blue and they'll turn to green. That's also true in the back. Which is something in tabletop is you do have occasionally back lasers. Something MechWarrior Online never did because they didn't. It would be hard to implement, I guess. Is they just basically move them all forward. And I think I might be able to change this to forward facing anyway. But these will fire kind of automatically behind you, or I can actually take direct control of them in the game itself and fire them backwards. So we're going to start. First of all, since we are playing the Crucis Lancers, let's go ahead and paint mechs. We'll go down here to Crucis. Same color. Apply it to all of them. Apply. It didn't do it. There, it did a second time. So this will just be our color scheme. Also, you see the symbol down here on his leg? That's not in the base game, and this is something that's really cool. I like that unit logos actually show up on the mechs. That is a really cool touch. Some of these times, I think that they could put them into it would make sense to put that on the side of this, but it's down there and it's on it all is pretty cool. So I'm not going to complain too much. But taking a look at this mech, go ahead and look at the loadout itself. We have extended actuators, so. I didn't know the quick draw could do that. So apparently you can flip arms. There is a command to do it. So if I wanted to actually additionally fire 4 lasers in my rear arc, I can, because I have the extended actuators. You can actually kind of reach behind them. Roll is something we can change. This kind of basically controls their AI a little bit. Everything else is pretty much standard. He has 2 medium lasers in the arms, 2 rear firing medium lasers here, and 2 forward firing medium lasers here, and the different torsos. And then we have an SRM4 in our center torso. Now, something we need to be aware of, because in one of my test games, we've seen vehicles kind of explode big with the ammos. Mechs are not immune to ammo explosions. I had a Jenner. Not a Jenner, a Javelin, one of the SRM6 Javelins. Just he was kind of getting internal. Just all of a sudden, he just completely exploded next to me. And when he went to the end of game screen, it was just like every single part of everything was gone, everything was damaged. It was basically a completely rebuild on that mech. So anything with ammo is not immune to that issue. I think. Overall, vehicles are more susceptible to crits, which is why it happens a little bit more often with them. So it's going to be interesting times, people. It isn't going to be a walk in the park. But this is they have the jump jetting capacity. I might use the quick draw. I'm not sure. I'm actually kind of torn if I want to use the quick draw or if I want to use this one. This is the Hunchback 4H. And the Hunchback 4H has a AC-10 in its shoulder, which they're normally known for an AC-20. This is a smaller, the 4G has the AC-20. The 4H has 10, which does give it a little bit more space. I don't know off the top of my head what they use that space for. Probably armor, maybe some heat sinks, possibly, or maybe even just more ammo. Now, we haven't been playing a whole lot with ammo types yet, but we do have that option now where we can get different kinds of ammo to throw in this thing. But other than that, it has 4 medium lasers, 2 in the center torso, 1 in each arm. Has this battle fist, so it actually does more damage punchy-wise. Then you have a small laser in its head, so it's always got, unless you're completely decapitated, you always have a little bit of damage potential left. I really like Hunchbacks. I think they're really well made. Their Juggernaut roll. Let's see if I can take a quick look at rolls. Here we are. So you have Ambusher. Really don't want to go over these in depth yet. Maybe for another video we'll look at these a little closer. But for now, Juggernaut, he basically is kind of a forward firing and a pusher, basically, which is definitely what a Hunchback would do. Got their little red for the small laser. Shadowhawk 2H. Now, all right, I was getting confused with which one. There's one of these. Maybe it is the 2D that has I think it added another missile launcher, and they had like really severely reduced the armor to the point that it's unusable. This one looks okay. I'm not a big fan of the Shadowhawk, although with melee added, this is a lot more usable, especially you even got the battle fists here. So this is a lot more usable than normally. Otherwise, it kind of does a little bit of light damage, kind of in a skirmish capacity. You kind of keep range and just kind of plink away at things with the SRM5 or the AC-5 and the SRM or long range missile 5. Has SRM2 and a 10. It's got 1 medium laser, which isn't super bad or super good, but these battle fists, I mean, they punch for almost as much as like an AC-10. So, matter of fact, they punch for a damage equal to a large laser. So each one. So it's not a bad deal. And also you got your feet. You can kick in this game. It's a little bit. It's kind of hard to do, at least in my experience. But it's weird that has a mount stat. I think there might be like special kinds of like feet. You could like maybe clawed feet you can add in, so you can actually improve your kicking power. But you see they do a little bit more damage. In this case, they do a little bit more than a PPC if you kick with them. So, which is more or less, I think these fists are a lot more powerful than they are in tabletop, but the kick is equal. And maybe it's just because there's a battle fist there. Maybe the battle fist adds something. This one has improved life support. It says the HUD glitch is plus 20% at higher level. I think it means minus 20%. It's less likely to glitch when you have a lot of heat. And I'm not sure if it also accounts for when someone fires a PPC near you, it kind of glitches out. I don't know if that affects that or not. Did this have quirks? I don't remember. No, it did not. Okay, the Jenner. We've seen the Jenner. This is the D version, so it's not too bad. This is one I easily change into the F version where I remove the SRM4 to up armor it, which I may or may not do. I normally like to keep things stock. Some of the problems we have with this is it doesn't torso twist very well, and also has minimal arms. And the minimal arms means it loses its balance easier. I'm still not clear on what causes gyro to go wonky, but this one has more of a chance to quote unquote fall down. When it falls down, it actually crouches for a set amount of time, but we'll see that, I'm sure, in action here. At the Wolverine 6M, Wolverines aren't too bad, but these are another one of these mechs I think are making for better melee mechs. And we've got a large laser and medium laser in the arm, SRM6 over the shoulder, and then a medium laser in the head too. So this isn't too bad for a close-up. I think this would actually make a really, really good meleeer. It says skirmisher, but I don't see this being a skirmisher. Although it can keep range. I guess you got the large laser, but I think this would be a little brawler, in fact. Fast enough to keep up the standard line, have adequate armor, and are usually able to do some damage at longer ranges, and can deliver increasing amounts of damage as they close. I think this is a brawler. But it's a command mech, plus 50% sensors. This might be one I have to use. Extended torso twist. So torso twists a lot better. Improved communications. No clue what it does. It communicates better. I wonder what it normally does in the quirks. I'd have to go look it up. Yeah, I'll do that maybe some other day. Cramped cockpit. Fully designed cockpit. So I think that does normally give you like a -1 to piloting skill, Rex. So what it's doing here is just making it so you fall over easier with the gyro recovery rate. But I don't know. This might be a good mech for me. It's not overly complicated. Got some good weapons and a good like medium laser in the head just in case things go really south. Of course, if things go that far south, we're probably in a lot more trouble. I apparently can't save that. But then again, if I'm running it, it won't need to worry about the AI. We got a Kentaro. Oh. I was seeing it. This picture doesn't change to reflect the paint, but I was like trying to see. I thought for a second the paint had changed. Kentaro is one of these ones I don't know a whole lot about, other than I think they're pretty good missile platforms. Got a couple medium lasers, LRM5, SRM6, 2 SRM6s, 3 SRM6s. So yeah, this thing is missile heaven. Armor-wise, seems reasonably well armored. I think it's max armored, in fact. So, and no jump jets, but it goes how fast? 81. So it's a 5.8. Not too bad. Definitely a really good mech to have for if you really like missiles. But then again, remember, that's a lot of ammo to be storing in your mech. Looks like we have easy to maintain, so it repairs faster. All right, cool. Phoenix Hawk. This is a classic mech. This is probably the mech a lot of people think of when they think BattleTech. One of them anyway. This is the Phoenix Hawk 1, so this is the very standard one. 2 machine guns, 2 medium lasers, and a large laser. Jumps, goes 97. Also jumps up to 6, it says here, right? 199, so 200. That's height. Maximum height. So what? 6 times 3 is what? 880. So jumps 180 meters distance. We have a command mech, plus improved communications. Again, we don't know what that does. This might be a good command mech for a lighter lance. Maybe we group our lighter ones together. Has some room for some improvements, AMS and so forth. It doesn't have like the battle hands, so. So yeah, this is proper for a 45 tonner. It does, well, 4.5. Normally I'll do 4, but and then 9 for the kick damage. So the battle fists actually do a lot better. We could probably buy like different kinds of hands. Can I actually remove that? Doesn't appear like I can. Everything else seems to be. Oh, average quality. Quality is something that I had to check on. We have the option of refurbishing mechs. We can't do it in our current system, but if you refurbish it, you can actually increase the quality, and the quality is up here. Matter of fact, there was somebody made a comic. I didn't know what this was when we were doing the overview, what these dip hips were. It's the quality of the mech. Now, as 3 is kind of like your baseline. It's fair. Okay. If you go up to 4, I think it's like good. And then like there's another one where that turns into like a yellow bar entirely. That's like a supreme refit. Well, the higher that goes, the less it costs to maintain them. So right now there is no penalty, no bonus. But as the lower they go, they get worse and worse. The more costs. It goes from costing 30% more to costing 30% less at the higher end. Now, another thing is every time that a mech gets cored, it loses a level of quality here. So it becomes harder to, more costly to maintain. Whether there are going to be other penalties to it in the future is unknown. I do know they're planning on implementing a thing to where the lower the quality is, the more shoddy the mech itself looks. It looks like it's a wreck, at the lower qualities. But if you're ever like 1 and you get cored again, it's no longer repairable. So that's the mechanic for reusing mechs. And it costs time and money to refurbish them back up, a lot of it. Now, from here, if we really wanted to refurbish this up, we could. Well, not here, obviously, not at the current planet, but it costs money, costs time, but it might be worth it in the long run, especially if it's a mech we really like and we really want to use a lot. And finally, let's look at the blackjack here. I like blackjacks. Just fine. Let's see here. This is a different variant, though. This isn't the ballistic version. This is just a straight-up laser boat. 2 large lasers, 2 medium lasers. Problem you're going to run into is not going to be paired with this mech because it has more heat sink. Normally, it has 4 medium lasers and 2 AC2s, and the medium lasers themselves would actually overheat it. But this thing has some nice heat dissipation on it. It doesn't have complete heat dissipation. 7.2s. So 14, 22. So it will build up heat if you're firing everything all the time. But this is a lot. This is actually a really solid build for a brawler. Might be right. Yeah, brawler is probably correct because it's a little bit slow. It does jump, which helps, and it has the bad reputation. So selling it is harder to do. Well, I don't think we're going to worry about that. I think this might be a keeper for us. So long term. Well, that is our mechs there. So I know I've not really talked about 8.6, and I'm intended to talk a little bit more about this. We did talk a little bit about the ammo explosions. He did reduce, it was like up to 200 ammo would explode out. He has reduced that to 50, but it's still significant. So that's one of the changes for 8.6. Other changes, remember the Bushwhacker was kind of bugged. It was bugged in other ways that I didn't end up showing. I tried to use it in a fight and it was bugged out. That's been fixed. They've also added in Crusader and Hatchetman variants. Let's see here. Oh, another bug that there was, I didn't realize was a bug, was that vehicles did not fire their missiles. So we'd be fighting like a harasser that has, SRM or an SRM-6 carrier that never fired. I never really noticed that it wasn't firing. I just assumed it was dangerous and tried to kill it as fast as possible. It wasn't firing. That bug has been fixed. Also, at the end of battles, well, first of all, the way salvage is calculated per share is you divide how much the item's worth by 250,000, and that is how many shares it costs. So if it costs exactly 250,000, it costs one share of salvage. But also, a lot of times, like these mechs, like there's a mech that dropped, we worked to try to get it, and then for whatever reason, we just didn't have enough salvage shares, or it didn't drop for some reason. Well, if it didn't drop, we're still kind of messed up. But now, if we can't salvage it, it goes actually over to the market over here, to where we could, where we have like the test block. That's interesting little mechs here. A battle axe. I don't even know what a battle axe is. Never heard of it. Can't afford it. But another fix is supposedly the market is a lot more populated with mechs and vehicles, although I've yet to see a vehicle in the market. So, the vehicles are playable. Yep. The only other note I had here, and these aren't all the changes, but he added the AES system. I don't know what an AES system was. I had to look it up. It has some kind of like enhanced articulation for like your legs and all your arms. They just work better. I don't know what it is. I've never played with it, but it is a piece of equipment that we might be able to play with now. So we get to look forward to seeing that maybe. What's this mech info? Oh, look at there. Neat. So, where were we? Oh yeah, market and equipment. Let's go to the market. Well, not the market. I want to go to equipment. I want to go and possibly purchase some more ammo and supplies. See if there's any good deals on weapons. There's a thumper. I don't know. Maybe fix that to the hunchback. I don't know. What's the weight on this? 15 tons. Could. I'm not going to, but he could. Oh, we got all our engines. Oh, I did get some clarification on this. ICE engines, they straight up just weigh twice as much. Now, I didn't get clarification on whether or not if you use an ICE engine, if you have to also do extra use energy weapons. But standard is just the standard. ICE weighs twice as much. Primitive doesn't weigh more. It doesn't take up any more space, but they only are 80% as effective as a normal engine. So, and as an example, a Shadowhawk normally uses a 275 to go 86, which in tabletop would be a 5.8. If I put a 275 primitive engine in it, it will only go 4.6 or 64 kilometers in this game. I can still use it. It still works as an engine. It's just it isn't as effective. Let's see. Is there another kind of? There's another engine I remember seeing. There it is. Fuel cell. And you can kind of see what the difference is. The fuel cell weighs just a little bit more than normal. I don't know if there's any other penalty to it, but it's kind of a. It also costs just as much, according to this. I don't know why you'd ever want a fuel cell, unless that's all you had available. But it does weigh. In this case, it weighs. What is that? 20% more? I think. Is there another, let's see if there's another example. Engines, especially the heavier engines, get pretty insane as far as price. Like this is a primitive one. It still costs 1.2 million. Matter of fact, it costs more. I wonder why it costs so much. Was that true down here? This is primitive down here? No. Costs just as much. Wonder why that one's so expensive. Weird. You get down here to the 340s, they start getting into the millions normally. Do I see any fuel cell ones? I don't see any other fuel cell ones. I guess if that's all you got, that's all you have available, that's what you'd use. Here we have the different kinds of ammo. Do I want to buy these different kinds? So we have an AC-10 with Hesh ammo. I mean, insofar as we don't have any, I might buy. Costs 41,000. Let's buy 2 tons of it, and we'll compare them later. That's armor piercing. It probably has better through armor crit chances. We have 137 tons of standard armor. I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of money on that. Although you can see here a ton costs 47,000, so bear that in mind. I don't think we need any of those. Active probe, really? What does this do? I know what it does normally. Okay, reduces the ECM distortion, enhanced sensor range from non-line of sight, base sensor range. You know what? Weighs 3.5 tons though. I'm going to buy one just to have it. It's kind of expensive. I think we might play with that at some point. Don't need a gyro as far as I know. I don't think you can put any gyro other than the type you can use. Heavy rifle ammo, don't need any of that. We have machine guns, but we already have some extra ammo for that, and I don't think we're going to be burning through it that fast. SRM ammo, we could get some Infernos. And a targeting, what's this targeting computer? Doesn't have any info on it. I ain't going to buy it if I don't know what it is. Infernos, I do know what it is. I'm going to buy a couple of tons of this. I might have fixed that to the Shadowhawk. The supercharger. Patchwork design, overall face, can be installed location with engine slots. Seems like I've tried to use these before and they never would work, but these are cheap. Let's just buy one just to have one. That sounds pretty cool, but I don't really know where you use them at. I do want to go somewhere else to have a look at the markets. So first, let's see what's in the market. A bunch of text blocks and a catapult and a hunchback. 4P wouldn't be bad. Ooh, the 4P I like. Could afford it. It would be pretty expensive. Ooh, it's a 4P though. 4P, instead of having the big old laser, it has a whole lot of medium laser. The big old cannon has a big old lot of medium lasers. That would be good. It would be good. It's the A1. Why is the A1 so expensive? Jeez. A couple of M15s, that's all it is. Oh, I'm so tempted. I am so tempted. You know what? Command decision. Let's go ahead and buy it. And while we're here, let's go ahead and repair it. Just needs 78 points of armor. It's going to take 2 days because all it is armor damage. So $7,000, something about $8,000 in 2 days. Queue it up in storage. We don't need to put it in the hangar. And we're going to have ourselves a nice little mech. Let's paint it. You know, I have to do that twice. Yeah, they're all turn green. This is a really nice mech. Over to the market. We're going to look at, not the market, equipment. First, we'll see if there's anything really stand out here. I don't know much about these rocket launchers. They're supposed to be like single use, and I'm pretty sure they still are. Like they're light. Like it only costs 0.5 to actually fire that off. The missiles themselves do quite a bit of damage, I guess. Yeah, they do a lot of damage. I guess that would be the point of it. You can only fire it once, but it does it's 50 points of potential damage for only half a ton. I'm not going to play with the... Oh, man. How much money do I got? I'll buy one. Why not? There's only one there. We might play with it just to see what it's all about. Okay, don't need any of those. Don't need any of that. No, I don't think we need any of all this stuff. So, Okay, well, I guess we got a mech. I was about to say it's a waste of champ, but no, we got a mech out of it. So let's get to our first mission here. We're going to go to Ares and start picking on the Leos. Also, I fixed the mods. The mods weren't working quite right. First of all, we can see the solar system map now. That's pretty cool. But one of the mods is kind of an optional mod, was called negotiation. I added that in, and now we actually have the proper negotiation screen. So very light gravity, which I don't like. Speed increases by 50%, but it greatly increases your ability to stop. It's very hard to stop with low gravity. Temperature is kind of high. Pressure, humidity is very low. Very high temperature. Fahrenheit, that would be right around 150, maybe actually probably more than that. It's 30-ish is around 100. And pressure, I don't know what normal pressure would be. Here we kind of see what the difference is. Turn speed increases by 50%, so we turn faster, acceleration's faster, speed's faster, deceleration is also a lot slower. Heat sinks are going to be less effective, probably because of the low humidity and high temperature. So let's go ahead and confirm. Here we have our negotiation screen. We have damage coverage of shares. We have 4 points with which to spend. We can get some airstrikes for a battlefield. I don't think we need. I'm going to lower the damage down to here. And I'll increase our shares here and our money up here. It says we have 1 more point we could spend. Well, I think I could literally like jostle this more. So I think this is good. A little bit of damage coverage, because we're probably going to take some damage. This little bar down here also kind of gets in the way, but it is what it is. We can use up to 245 tons. So doesn't sound too bad. Let's go ahead and exit everybody out here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to actually go ahead and select that Wolverine. That Wolverine sounded like a real... Oh, I don't like how they did this. I don't know why these are like that. Here's the Wolverine. Pick him. Be our command mech. We probably want to take the... Probably want to take the quick draw. Kind of want to take that 4P. And Blackjack. So we're under tonnage, but Blackjack is fully energy. So who do we have that is really good at energy? He's good at energy. He's better at missiles. He would be a great Kantaro pilot. You are my Kantaro pilot, my friend. Okay, I can't pronounce that.
Diagnostics are green. Good to go, Commander.
Going to be her. This is another energy boat. Well, this is the only energy boat now. Who else is really good at energy? 4, you're already taken. 6, 8. Right now you're kind of in the running. Ooh, 10. Oh, Jinx. Could be Jinx. But Jinx is good for like everything. Let's go ahead and pick you.
Let's get these rat bastards.
Saowei, Chu-Yi. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't kind of have a system in mind for what I want to do for that. And then missiles and lasers. I might put Jinx in for this one.
Let's just behave. Said no one ever.
Okay, another change that we can look at. You'll see here the affinity. Oh shoot, I was going to change that as an option as well. All is well. Everything's set up. 100% C-bills because we're under tonnage. Let's get into a fight. Harissa.
Maintenance personnel, please be advised to clear the deck. All personnel,
I like the way these cockpits look.
attention. Prepare for battle-like departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
The battlefield is up ahead. Enemies will be relentless on this front, so take care not to overextend your stay here.
All right.
But if you do stick around, our employers are offering a competitive
really
combat
don't like-
bonus
This
if we
does
can
jump, doesn't it?
continue to hold off enemy
I got some
forces
jump jets.
past our negotiated timetable.
All right. Let's look at our weapon groups and make sure these are set correctly. I'll make the large laser on 1, please. Medium lasers can be on 2. SRMs on 3 is fine. I'll put the punchy at 4 for now. Wish I had a better button for those. For punchy, but I don't. No, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
They've detected your presence, Commander. I'm seeing multiple tangos on scope, converging on your current position.
There he is.
Sensor sweep detected.
Next spotted.
New target, Centurion.
Unable to target that, Commander.
I wonder why his hand's already destroyed. I don't know, they played into him already though, look at that. It's already center torso.
Target.
Target mech destroyed. We're on it, Commander.
What do we got here? Another Centurion? I think this is really loud. So, well, one of the things I'm waiting on is they don't have the right drop list for like the different units. Like different factions don't have the right drop lists, so anything can pretty much drop anywhere. I think we're taking pretty good care of these things. Yeah, there you go.
Kill for me.
Slow it down a little bit.
Additional hostiles have been dispatched. They're heading your way.
Gotta die sometime.
You see somebody, or are you just talking?
Enemy.
There we go.
Target acquired.
What's my range on this thing? 600?
Target destroyed.
What do we got here? Oh, there's something in front of me.
New target, Javelin.
Kill him.
Engaged.
He's got some missiles I don't like.
Cargo overload.
There's a heavy back here too.
Target.
You get a bullet. You get a bullet. Everyone gets a
Thunderbolt.
bullet.
Ooh, I'd love to have that. Have I lost the laser? Feels like I have.
Additional contacts just cross the perimeter, Commander. Expect company soon.
Sensor sweep detected.
Whoop.
New target, Wilson.
This is a weak low. This is LRM5 variant. Has very little armor.
Target mech down.
Target destroyed.
Get away from him. Okay, that wasp can die quickly. C variant. SRM, Streak SRM2 and an ER large laser. Ooh, that's interesting. What's
New
this?
target acquired.
A warhammer. I knew I can use some warhammers.
Enemy mech neutralized.
Jump in front of me some more. How many more of these mixed do I got? I got 7 out of 12, so I got 5 more to go.
New
What's
target
this?
acquired.
Oh, let's get rid of him.
Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty. Cargo overload. Cargo overload. Target destroyed.
There we go.
New target. Warhammer.
He made it back pretty good. My SRM6 took a little bit of damage, and my large laser's taking a little bit of damage.
Tangos
That
appear
Warhammer's
to be
about
bringing
done.
in additional reinforcements. Brace yourselves.
And going on just left of that warhammer to salvage. He still has a PPC somehow. Maybe it's salvage.
Detected.
What the heck were you shooting at?
Target.
You're not laughing.
New target.
I
Dirt.
can't target that, sir.
Ah, get out of my way.
Sensor sweep detected.
You know what's fouling me up is I'm going too fast. We got a Centurion AL version. It's the laser version.
Jump jet fuel low.
I don't know if I land on him or not. Might have. Death from above is a thing.
Jump jet fuel low.
You guys are still
Target
fighting this
acquired.
thing.
Target.
That really hurt my feelings.
Ship target. Here we go.
Really like knock off his arm, then I can concentrate on this Kantaro. Or Dervish, whatever it is. Barely even hurt yet.
Right arm destroyed. Gyro overload.
Any last words? No, just die.
Well, so much for the arm. I was losing armor, but I don't think I could have been out of ammo for a while now. He's overheating a little bit. There we go. Eject. Knock his leg out. Wish I could tell him to just do that.
Target.
Mission complete, Commander. Every kill from here out is bonus pay. Stick around as long as you like, but
We
don't
aren't
get
sticking
too
around.
overconfident. Enemy forces
We're
still
about
have a
tore out.
sizable
The only thing I
hold
didn't
of
tore
this
up was that
area.
quick draw.
Fall back to the Mark
I'm
Now
surprised the
when you're
Kintaro is
ready
still
for
in one.
evac.
I'm surprised that mine in one piece, for that matter. It's going to be expensive repairing all this.
Sensor sweep
Back it up,
detected.
Commander, before more enemies.
Let's see what we got in the way of salvage. Anything good? 34 million, or 34 shares. Yeah, that wasn't much. Derpa should be. Well, it's not giving us the details, is it? Can we get any of these? We can get the Hunchback 4P, but there's nothing left. Oh, there it is. Yeah, details are on the other side. It's mostly intact Dervish too. We're not going to be able to buy it though, unfortunately. Yeah, there's nothing left at this Warhammer. I guess the engine's still there. Javelin. The Javelin's only got leg. The Javelin is still all there, more or less. Too expensive for us to get, unfortunately. But Wasp just got legged, so it's still there. Yeah, that's got torsoed. Although it's saying the engine's still intact, I don't know that I believe it. Centurion also got center torqued out. That's why they're so cheap. Well, let's see what we can get otherwise. Got a PPC here that's a really nice PPC. And some pretty nice medium lasers down here. That pretty much taps us out as far as LS goes. I don't think we need LRM ammo. Armor might be useful. Can I just get all the armor? Leaves me with... Can I get the flavor? I can if I don't get this. Oh. I can if I don't get this. So that is a high or quality one. Yeah, an excellent quality flamer. I don't know what I'm going to put it on, but probably nothing. That's what we got. This looks good. Boosted our reputation with them. Lowered our standing with the independence, which doesn't matter. And we got all the damage payout. How much damage did we actually take? 3 million worth of damage. MIA, you're hurt. Well then. You go down there. Because this is not going to be easy at all to fix. Let's just look at it real quick. Yeah, I would need a new engine. I don't even know if there is a market here. Well, there's this market. There's that Dervish. Pretty much everything we had available to us is down here, but we don't have that kind of money. Apparently, we're recognized with House Layout. That's interesting. Not going to be that way for long. How much money would I get if I sold the 4P? 2.4 million? Might have to think about it. Laser, focus lens, power coupling. Laser, focus power. We can disassemble some of these flamers. You know what it is? We got 5 of everything we salvaged. That must be a bug. That's actually really, really powerful. That's what happened. That's what happens. Out of curiosity, what would happen? Just for what we have, I'd have to buy a B and a 200. I've got the money for it. Like if I went, it's 200 standard. We have this. What about a Gyro B? Costs 900,000. That's more expensive than the engine. That's a lot more expensive than the engine. So already we're looking at 1.2 million just to fix that. Everything else we kind of had the parts for. So that, in essence, is all we're with. Am I willing to spend 1.2 million to keep this Hunchback? Kind of, yeah. So let's do it. It's going to suck a little bit, but we'll do what we got to do. Single heat sink, please. Medium laser. We'll go ahead and give them the good lasers. Matter of fact, I'm going to replace this with the good laser. Since we got them, let's go ahead and use them, even though it's kind of a bug. Can I put the supercharger in there? No. Okay, now I need to find... I don't want the market, I want the... There we go. 50 tons. All the armor. It's going to take us 23 days to fix it. Queue it in storage. And I think that's more than going to wrap up our first episode here. I'm going to have to seriously cut down a lot of the excess here. I think I've been going for a while. But I'm excited to get back into this. I don't like that I've been gone for so long. So we'll look forward to getting into more missions. We got those 2 multi-contract missions, which will be very, very interesting. I don't know why that popped up a second time. This one should be easier. Quality level 33 against the Capellan Confederation. Looks like it doesn't really say what all we do, but the first one's going to be a raid. Gravity is much more acceptable. So what is it? In transit. I think that's the planet we were on a minute ago. Does it say which planet this is? Well, raid, targeted kill in the snow, and scorched earth. That's all easily. It's doable, all doable. Still a hot planet. I think I will do well on this, though. It doesn't really say what planet this is. Does it say it up here? Apparently we're in some mercenaries territory. Green quality, yeah. Planet orbit 5, it says. 3, 4, 5. So it must be Meoxian in the area system. Cool. I don't know. This is cool. I like that that's there. But that's going to have to wait. That's going to have to wait for the next time. So until we roll on into the next quest, be safe. You know, that's my standard closing. But I used to say something different. That as a truck driver, does it sound right? But as a mech warrior, I think I like it better. So I guess for these videos, until next time, crash and burn.